Hello, my dear champions. I hope you all are doing great and taking care of your family as well. I welcome you to today's Learning Bite, which is all about GST, Great Service Techniques. Let's quickly find out what we have in store today. Dr. Maya Angelou, who has been an American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist, published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, several books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and televisions. And the television shows have been spanning over 50 years. She received dozens of awards and also more than 50 honorary degrees. She says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Such a beautiful piece of information and such a powerful information. Let me share with you another instance of a similar philosophy. Walmart is a well-known wholesale and retail store. What happened once in a store, and this was shared widely and widely over different social media platforms, champions, is about this incident. So what happened that one of the Walmart stores had a blind customer visit and he needed a little support with the navigation and filling his cart. And one of the employees, Brittany Walton, saw this and she felt the need to assist. So she asked a fellow employee to take her position as to what she was doing. And then she spent 2 hours guiding the customer. And she was referring to the customer as Mr. Roy, extremely lovingly. And she was taking him through the aisles and helping him, fill up the cart with the items that he needed. And the sight of the pair holding hands and chatting like old friends moved another customer to post a photo on Facebook. And it became, of course, viral and was picked up by several major news outlets as well. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon was so impressed by what he saw, he publicly praised Brittany for excellence as customer service. And that is what how you made them feel is all about. And if you agree on this entire experience and the feelings behind it with me, then give me a thumbs up if you agree on that. Awesome. Thank you. Now, let's quickly understand now, what does great service technique mean? Now, great service technique is like a mom's recipe. The way there is a relation between a mom and a child, which is beyond self, a relation beyond lifetime, where the child's priority is always on top and thinking only for the benefit and welfare of the children. Similarly, the mom technique that we are going to discuss today has the same fundamentals. Let's discuss about the same. The MOM technique or the mom's technique starts with the M. And this M talks about memorable experience, thinking long-term and considering the customer as a lifetime relationship and cherishing them for a lifetime. So think long-term when dealing with customers to create happy and loyal customers. Because our happy customers become our best marketers as they do the advocacy of your services or products on our behalf. So in order to raise and cultivate and cherish such kind of customers, let's do something amazing through this technique of MOM. If you're ready, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Well done. Awesome. Now, this is Pete Blackshaw. He's the CEO of Centrifuge. It's a syndicate fund of funds and startup incubator created by P&G, Kroger, Western and Southern, and other major entities in the greater Cincinnati region. So it's maybe probably a combination of all of these and best idea moving forward. And he's taking care of that entire business. Pete has pioneered Nestle's industry-recognized digital acceleration team, which is also known as DAT, and the Silicon Valley Innovation Outpost as well. And he has a beautiful thought to share with us. He says, a satisfied customer tells at least 3 friends, whereas an angry customer tells 3,000. How many of you agree on that? Give me a thumbs up. Exactly. The same thing applies to us also. We might do a little procrastination, giving a good feedback if the experience has been great, but we will never miss an opportunity to give an honest feedback about a service not going good. Yes or no, champions? Yes, that's the human nature. And therefore, it is important to focus through and through on everything. from the starting to the end, preparing for, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst, and be prepared in whatever situation I am there for the customers. Let's take a quick example of how CRM happens at Taj, the customer relationship management, and how this cherishing of these lifelong customer happens at Taj. Now, there's few key things that the Taj team does to ensure that the customer feels delighted. All right. Now, let's quickly take the first one out of it. That's the guest preference sheet. Now, at the time of reservation, a preference sheet is sent across to the guest along with the reservation confirmation email. Now, this is primarily to capture the preferences of the customer, such as food habits, and special needs or allergies, or they are also asked if they are coming on any special occasion, and accordingly the arrangements are made. So if the guest is, say, is coming on an anniversary or a birthday, then accordingly the room is decorated, the cake is placed in the room along with other celebrations. So that is the purpose of a preference sheet, and it is taken very, very seriously by the Taj team. The next one is handling complaints through CRM. Now, all the customer complaints registered with Taj are updated in the software, which is a central software, and a daily action report is generated to see the status of the resolution. So it's a very, very connected, updated, and everybody is aware of it. And because it is centrally connected, it's through a central system, the same can be accessed by any manager at any shift timing, at any point of time, at any stage of the resolution. And therefore, there is a lot of connectivity, there's a lot of transparency, and there are live or real-time updates that are shared on that. That really helps the entire team to cater to a resolution. All right, and not wait for the same person who had registered a complaint to tell them what happened. No, they are not going into all those hassles. They have a very thorough system to ensure things happen in the right way. The third one here is a Fidelio, the property management system. Now, Fidelio is used for saving profile preferences and special information. So it is used to store that information. So like anniversary, birthdays, allergies, likings, room specifications, maybe they have a preference over smoking room, non-smoking room, or whatever it could be, or a higher floor or a lower floor, So it's a system which facilitates storage of such information. Now, when there is a repeat visit by the customer to any of their properties, and because this is also centrally stored, the hotel staff already has all the necessary information. So they do ask at the time of the reservation about their preferences, but they do have a data already with them which tells them some basic information also about the customers. And even if they miss out or the customer doesn't respond to the preferences, they still know about it, which is such an extra step towards ensuring that the customer do get what they want and delight them absolutely well. Now, the next one is a wow card. Now, a small wow card booklet, it's kind of a booklet, is carried by the staff at all times, all the staff. And whenever they get any information or they see something, they have an observation, and they feel that this can be useful in the future to please the customer or cater to their needs in a better way, they simply record it there and upload it internally with access to all the stuff, and everybody knows about it, and then they bring it into their best practices or they make a policy about it. And that's how continuous improvement, evolvement, and a lot of delight is created. All right, now the last one here is the GRE courtesy call. Now, what is a GRE? The GRE is nothing but a guest relationship executive. Now, once the guest has stayed say for a day or two, a courtesy call is made by the guest relationship executive. Now, it is made during the evening hours to know about their experience and how it can be improved. It's a absolutely transparent one-on-one call, and in case there are some issues, they get to know about it and they can solve it before it is too late, right? Now, the GSTs, so which is about grace service, right? So the objective is to identify the services provided, analyze the services which prompted customer satisfaction, focus more on them. Also to understand level of customer satisfaction. Was it okay? Was it good? Was it very good? Was it excellent, beyond expectation? And the level of services provided at the hotel. So matching all of that and ensuring that this is how it happens. And this way, Taj has been able to really cater to and delight their customers through and through till today. All right, champions. Now, a simple example of this is which I must share with you, which is quite iconic and really, really amazing. So, on 15th April 2013, the now famous Boston Marathon suffered casualties from a bomb attack. That's what happened. And in the subsequent hunt for two identified suspects, huge parts of Boston City were under a lockdown. And all commercial establishments were closed, the markets were closed, there were a lot of restrictions. And on one of those days, there was a wedding at Taj Boston in the heart of downtown, which was pre-scheduled. Now, because of all these recent events happening, the bride hadn't picked up her gown. She couldn't because things were closed massively. And it was almost impossible to get it that day as well. And obviously, naturally, she was heartbroken at the prospect of a marriage without a grand wedding dress. So while it wasn't the hotel's problem, but given the Taj culture, they wanted to help. So from the general manager of Taj Boston to the ground staff, all were thinking, how do we do it? How do we do it? When one employee recollected that the hotel shop, there's a shop, a sort of a boutique inside the hotel, they had a wedding dress that could, befit the occasion. So they volunteered to modify it and make it available by evening. The bride, a guest at Taj Boston, was delighted at the efforts the hotel made for a personal requirement connected with her wedding. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it overwhelming? And this is what creates delight in people, champions. All right. This brings us to O. In MOM, the O is right here, which is about opting the customer first policy. The customer is always first. Now, moving from listening to anticipating customer needs even before they do. That's what understanding customers is all about. If we are keeping customers as first, then even before they tell you what to do, you have that information. So a typical example of that is Amazon. Amazon uses AI, the artificial intelligence, to suggest customers what they would like to buy. This is their search and previous orders, right? And what is also important is to understand that on an individual level, identifying the most important person in the conversation is you, the customer. So when we have that established, that what is it that I can do on the individual level? Certain things. The first is making sure that the most important person in that conversation is the customer. And ego should not find its way, even if we are a $1 million company, or even if we can't completely fulfill the request. Making them the center of that conversation is what creates magic in customer service. That's first thing that we can do on an individual level. The second thing on an individual level that we can do to create this GST is to respect the customer. Now, it's important to understand that apologizing for the inconvenience, so whether your company is at fault or not, apologizing to an irate caller for the inconvenience they're experiencing may help to calm them down. And therefore, respect all customers. Step into the customer's shoes, even if they are being rude or accusing. Swap roles for a few moments, and always recognize that there is a value in the complaint, even if the fault is on you. Showing that respect is a very simple way to build strong reputation, solid reputation, and a fabulous customer service. Now, another example, like we are continuing on that, Amazon customer service reps are trained to be highly respectful even when dealing with rude and irate customers and complaints, because only then they will be able to cater and delight the customers. And the next thing that we can do is to take responsibility. Something will go wrong. Something will happen, even if it is not our fault. But as great customer service professionals, we understand that even if it is not our fault, it is affecting our customers. So therefore, take responsibility and take corrective actions. Now, a simple example of this is Amazon. And they run on a philosophy which Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com, believes in, is that he sees that we see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the host. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer experience a little bit better. always work from that host's perspective or host point of view and understand what can give your guests a much more better experience, a much more delightful experience. Therefore, Amazon's vision statement says to become the earth's most customer-centric company, and they have amazing philosophies, amazing policies to ensure that it does. This goal continues even till today when Amazon's customers are worldwide, but it started in 1995 and it began with this vision and it is still continuing on it. So today they are connected with customers, they're connected with millions of sellers, content creators, developers, enterprises, and each of these groups has different needs, not just the direct customer or the consumer or the end user, but they are focused on every different kind of group connected with them, every different stakeholder, and they always work to meet those needs, innovating new solutions to make things easier, faster, better, and most cost effective. And that is what makes them such an amazing organization. Such an organization where issues happen, complaints happen, but the way they are managed, the way they are catered to, the way rude customers, accusing customers, irate customers are handled is amazing, amazing thing to learn from. And therefore, it's important to understand that unlike many other, most of the companies, whenever there is an issue, we don't call Amazon, they call us. They have an option in their customer services, they call me now, and they ensure to call you. That's such an important aspect where they say, I'm reaching out to you. You don't worry, I'm there for you. So that was about O, which is about opting to keep the customer first. Always, always ensure keeping the customer first. And the last one in the MOM technique is this M, which is about my expectation. What's in it for me? And like Steve Jobs, our very dear Steve Jobs said, get closer than ever to your customers. So close, in fact, that you tell them what they need well before they realize it themselves. And that's what gives them a message, gives them this feeling that, yes, this is somebody who knows about me even more than me. And that gives them that value. That ensures how you're making them feel, all right? And a quick example of the same is our very own Ritesh Agarwal, who's the founder and CEO of Oyo. Oyo was conceptualized to solve the problem in the hospitality sector. So Oyo Rooms is a technology-driven network of Indian hotels. Most of us are aware of them. And they offer standardized and affordable stay experiences. And the company provides today an easy-to-use mobile app to all its customers that allows them to order room service directly from their smartphones, as well as check in and check out of the hotel without waiting at the reservation desk. So it has become very, very user-friendly. Now, long back, not very long back, honestly, but when Oyo launched in India, the problem was not as much about making hotels or bed and breakfast properties discoverable, as it was about building trust and credibility. Anybody and everybody could open up a hotel, but it's about, there were no benchmarks to standardize the services, the quality, of a hotel. So you could book a hotel, but you couldn't be sure what kind of services are they offering. You couldn't be sure if what they are saying that they will do, they will do. So with Oyo, they set about building a predictable and standardized experience for guests and ensuring that they secured enough inventory so that anytime availability was not a challenge. They focused on that. And within a little over a year, the Oyo brand name had come to symbolize value-based offerings because they had a system to standardize, a benchmark to evaluate different hotels and then offer that commitment to customers. So they came to symbolize value-based offerings with the sure amenities, which were basic, which moved beyond just the bread and butter which was about free Wi-Fi, complimentary breakfast, TV, clean and spacious rooms. By taking care of these basic expectations of travelers all over, India, and it has now built India's largest network of branded hotels. So we all know what Oyo is all about. Absolutely champions. Yes, and that is what an amazed moment is all about. When you amaze people with what they really need, they haven't told you about it, or they don't even know for themselves, but you do it for them because you've studied them, you have put focus on them, you've got to know them better and better. Therefore, this is what Mom's Recipe is all about. Mom's Recipe to create a wow GST, right? To great service experience for people. The first M is memorable experience, thinking long term and considering customer is for life. Opting customer first policy, ensure that you always consider customer first. And my expectations, what's in it for me. When we focus on all of these three, we are bound to create a GST, creating a delightful experience for our customers. If that is absolutely cool with you all, give me a thumbs up then. All right, thank you so much for that. With that, congratulations, you are all set to win, because now you've understood those three miraculous aspects of creating a delightful, exceptional customer service. And now that you've enjoyed this session, a little learning by, your friends at Gurukul have a little request for you. Please do write to them at gurukul.hdfcbank@gmail.com with a photo or a short video of 30 seconds in formal attire. Tell them, how do you plan to apply these learnings? What is your plan of implementing these learnings into your real life and become a champion? All right. And I wish you all the very best for that, because if your entry is selected as the best entry, it'll be featured on our world. So all the very best to all you champions. And if you wish to go on more such learning joyrides with us, please feel free to connect with us. My name is Yasha Vatsa from Star Consulting Global, and I'll be happy to connect with you over LinkedIn. With this, I wish you all the very best for creating this delightful experience for all your customers. Please remember, it is MOM which creates WOW. So MOM creates the wow customer service experience. I wish you all the very best for that, champions. Do connect with us for any further queries or any further support. Thank you very much. Namaste.